The birth wedding scene is one of the most insane, intense scenes that you guys have ever done in this franchise. And I've heard from other people it was, 10 pages. It was also originally longer. So I'm curious what it was like for you actually on set that day, or those 2 days, trying to get through that, and what the balance was like in how far you could go without it being too over the top.
Well, we knew it needed to be effective on several levels. 10, 11 pages is a lot of page count. So, if you're not funny, you're gonna be dead in the water. But it's also a major moment in psych history. So it needs to land emotionally. It needs to resonate that this is a big deal. But you're also confined in one space, and there's only so many ways you can shoot in a set with four walls. So I think the challenges were, go for it. And if it's too much, worry about that later. We knew that we would be able to make some choices in editing and kind of trim it down to the best version of itself. But I don't think we were super worried about going too far while we were shooting it, because we wanted to have as many choices as possible. So as crazy and insane as that sequence is, it's 34% crazier in terms of what it could have been in what we shot. Because we just wanted to, we wanted to lay it out there and do as much as we could to make sure that we had all the pieces and that scene could sort of sustain itself and feel alive for that long. But I think we found a good balance of storytelling and nonsense and absurdity and then reality at the end there.
It was perfectly psych. And I'm curious what other combinations of people may have been considered to be the kind of little computer guest, or was it always those two people given their role in the show?
Steve was pretty set on Ray and Kurt. The only change was that initially they were supposed to be there in the flesh, and COVID restrictions and quarantine and all that changed that plan. But it was always going to be them. They just went from being there in person to being on computer screens.